Hey, welcome to the Rooster Teeth podcast. This week brought to you by...
I'm Gavin.
We screwed it up. I'm Gus.
I'm Gavin.
And I'm Chris.
And I'm Gus. We wanted to have a birthday party for Barbara, but she's not here.
I feel like we're good at throwing parties for people who don't come to them.
Yeah, those are the best kind of parties.
Like Jack's
Then there's no pressure.
bachelor pie.
You don't have to make sure it's good. You just have to say, we did it.
Yeah.
I think it's a great party.
It's been great so far. I want to know what happened to these pink ones that now kind of look like labia.
The pink busted balloons.
Yeah.
No, just kidding. We knew Barbara wasn't going to be here.
But you didn't replace the spot.
We got it. Okay. Oh, let me talk about what happened.
All right. Go for it.
About why there's only 3 of us instead of 4 of us. A couple weeks ago, Burnie texted me and said that he was not going to be available for on July 2nd because he was going to be shooting something. I said, great, don't worry about it. Then last week, after the podcast, we had a little birthday dinner for you. And you remember I was sitting pretty close to him, and we were there at the restaurant. I said, hey, I just want to confirm, you're not available next Monday. You're going to be out. He goes, yeah, I won't be available. Great, fine. Then this morning, he texts Eric and says, hey, I didn't get an invite for the podcast. Am I not on the podcast today? And I was filming all day long, so Eric starts slacking me. I'm like, what? He said he wasn't available. So then I asked Eric to ask Burnie to be here, and Eric asked Burnie, and Burnie says he already made other plans.
See, I'm bad at...
What?
His assistant, right before the podcast started, slapped me asking if the podcast was still happening because Burnie wasn't on the calendar.
What?
So his assistant was asking right before the podcast started, is what we're learning.
And he was just walking about all day here. He's here.
Yeah, it's he's definitely here.
I feel like I'm bad at communication just because I don't respond fast, but he responds with nonsense. Like he gives
he responds with
nonsense information.
lies.
It's
Call it
lies, yeah.
Nonsense. It's not nonsense information. It's lies. Just flat out. So I was just like, all right, fuck it. I don't care. Whatever.
Empty seat.
Empty seat. It was building anticipation for 500 next week. Oh, by the way, if you don't remember, episode 500 is going to be a live episode at the State Theater here in town. So it's going to begin at 7:30 instead of 5 like normal. So if you're normally used to watching at 5, we're not going to be here. Tune in 2.5 hours later at 7:30 p.m.
It'll
Central
be just
Time.
like the old days.
Just like the old time. And that's when we'll be doing it next week. One-time exception for Podcast 500. I feel like I should say that.
Why didn't we just do it at 5?
That's what I said. Dude, welcome to my life, Gavin.
Well, it could be hard to get people to show up to a live event right at 5.
That's what they said. They said that
Like-
you should give people time to get off work. And
Oh, you're saying our community isn't dedicated.
Well, I wouldn't show up.
We're sold out, right?
Yes,
We're sold out.
But only because it's at 7:30.
yes.
Presumably.
Right.
Only because it's 7:30. I think we would have been fine at 5, but whatever. On the bright side, there's less traffic to go downtown. It shouldn't be as bad for us to get there.
So if this podcast is shitty and there's only 3 people, brings the bar down and then goes straight way up for 500, which is good.
I don't know about that. Do you
least
think it's
figure.
going to be shitty?
This one?
Yeah.
How do you feel about it so far?
I feel pretty good.
I feel good.
We got balloons. We got cake. Oh, someone needs to blow that candle out before it ruins the cake.
No, I mean, have you ever seen a birthday candle go all the way down?
I guess I haven't.
I never have. Let's let it be.
Okay.
Wait,
These candles just get thrown away when they're a quarter gone.
How wasteful.
We'll be curious how long it'll take. If we
Well,
take bets right now.
Look how long that wick is. It's already burned through a lot.
Okay, I think that by 5:19, it'll be gone.
You got it.
I was going to say 5:15.
I was going to say 5:20.
Okay.
Ooh, all right. Okay, so now we'll just wait.
All right.
Okay,
so
we're not going to talk. We'll just leave it on that shot for the next 15 minutes, and we'll see who's right.
Oh, you can see where I got stitched.
I said don't talk.
Sorry.
You already ruined it. All right, that's long enough.
Okay.
What happened to your knee?
I got stitches in it.
Great.
Oh,
For no reason, you just
I
got
got-
stitches in it?
I got hit with some shrapnel.
from shooting.
Yeah,
Yeah.
splattered it.
Did you see that video of that guy throwing the air can into an oven indoors that was on Reddit?
Oh, yeah, it was like a wood-burning stove.
What
it was
did he
really
do?
intense.
What did he throw?
He just
An
threw
aerosol can.
aerosol can into like a wood stove, and it was like it looked like they should all be dead.
When it exploded, it looked like shrapnel and bullets coming straight at the camera. And for like a frame or two, you see like glowing red hot embers shooting at the person with the camera. Then he turns away, and then he comes back, and like the room's half on fire.
And they're just laughing. They're like, oh, they're fine. I don't know.
Yeah, embers are cool because if you get hit with them, it hurts, but it's never as bad as it looks when they like puff and go all everywhere on you. Have you ever been hit?
But with embers? Sure. Yeah. I feel like I've been hit with, and like, especially like Roman candles and stuff like that.
Yeah.
You know what hurts worse than embers? Is oil when you're cooking naked.
What's the worst part of the body to get cooking oil on while you're cooking?
I mean,
And why are you cooking naked, Chris?
And you're circumcised, so you have no protection.
it's
You get oil on your bell end.
I mean, it's like it can happen if you're cooking naked. I'm like, yeah, that's definitely the worst place.
Chris, have you ever cooked naked?
Yes,
Why?
because I didn't have clothes on when I started cooking. But I mean, it's like what?
Why didn't you put clothes on and then cook?
Because I was already what?
Barbara showed up.
What are you
What-
doing
what
here?
You're going to ruin our experiment.
Happy birthday, Barbara.
Oh, no.
Oh.
What time is it? 5:06. We were way off.
Did
I
you
hate you guys.
did you come all the way here?
No, I was still at work.
Oh.
Well, now you got to eat the cake. You blew the candle out.
Why don't you be on a bit of podcast?
Because I gotta go.
Oh, okay.
Taking my balloons.
Happy birthday. You want
Happy
some
birthday,
ice cream
Barbara.
to go?
Well, take the hat though. There you go.
It's stuck.
She just fisted the cake. Like, it's not fisting.
That was a
That's not fisting
badass
the cake,
move,
but-
actually.
Yeah. Way to own it. So, Chris, why don't you just put clothes on and then cook?
Well, I don't. I mean, I could, but then it's like a whole nother step. And then if I get oil on them, then I have dirty clothes on.
So you'd rather get oil on your one and only penis
It's
than
not like it's aiming. It's really just like a wake up in the morning, time to cook breakfast.
So you sleep naked.
Sometimes. Not always, but yes, sometimes. And then I'm just like, go to the kitchen, get some water. I'm like, I'm hungry, cook some eggs, oil, whatever, splatter, bacon. Bacon's dangerous.
the fat of bacon
Yeah,
when it's
Yeah, a
liquid.
lot of splatter.
I would love a day in the life documentary. Like fly on the wall, hidden camera, just following you for 24
I
hours.
want to
really
know.
boring.
I want to know how much stuff Chris thinks is boring and normal, but is just so weird.
Right. Can we do a poll? Have you ever cooked naked? Is that something we can do? I got a thumbs up. They're putting it together right now. I have never thought to cook naked because even if I'm naked, I think I don't want to burn myself. I would rather put clothes on. And it's never like I'm hanging out in my house naked either. Mm-hmm. So I can't believe you're in that state to begin with, and then you immediately start cooking without putting something on.
And you just have to like cook with leaning forward.
But or you could just put on boxes.
Yeah. Sometimes I'll do it in my boxers. To be fair, if I'm sleeping in boxers, then I'll cook in my
Or a
boxers.
cooking apron.
I don't have an apron. I guess I could do a towel around my front or I
Or
don't know.
clothes.
or a shirt.
I mean, why
yeah.
are we looking at all these other solutions?
I guess I could come to work in a towel. Or you could put all your clothes on.
it doesn't have to be all of them.
I'm not gonna say I don't cook with clothes on. It's not like I have to get naked to cook. I'm just saying I have cooked naked.
Have you cooked fish naked?
I've cooked I don't think I've ever cooked fish for breakfast. So no.
Oh, okay.
And I'm
so
not-
your
I don't-
fish recipe is
In
dinner
chat,
only.
Yeah.
Jenna B says, I only cook naked when drunk usually. I could see that because you're making bad decisions. And it is definitely a bad decision. All right, do we have our thing? Go to roosterteeth.com/play if you're watching live right now, and you can vote. Ready? Here we go.
All right.
All right, so we can watch it in real time and see how many people are weirdos like you. So it's roosterteeth.com/play. Wow, a big jump out with yes initially.
Ooh. It's pretty close.
So
Going the other way.
who is this in chat? Michael Plain is saying, can the next steak off be naked? No, we're not doing a nake off.
You've absolutely downright refused to participate next time, haven't you?
No, I'll participate, but someone's going to cook me a steak.
So why don't you just bring a personal chef?
Because then I'm arranging it. See, I've already done the work multiple times. I want to eat a steak that I don't have to do anything for. I want to be a bump on a log that
I'll
eats
cook it.
steaks. You're going to cook it?
I'll cook you a steak and I'll bring it.
No, you have to-
no, you cook the steak here. What is it? I don't want a naked steak.
Would you rather have me cook you steak or Chris cook you fish?
I'd rather have you cook a steak. I don't eat fish.
Oh,
Steak's better than
that's an easy
fish. That was an unfair question.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
How do you cook steak?
I don't know. I guess I just like on the grill thing.
On the grill thing?
Or the frying pan thing.
On the frying pan thing.
Yeah, you know,
Which is it, the grill thing or the frying pan thing?
I don't cook a lot of steak.
Are you a sauce man when it comes to steak? Do you like a bit of A1?
Yeah, I do.
Horseradish?
Yeah. And you butter it up with it,
Peppercorn sauce is my favorite.
I'm not a big sauce fan. I like to just eat the steak typically.
I mean, you're relying on a good piece of meat at that point.
Yeah, that's what I want. I want to eat a good piece of meat.
Okay.
When I was younger, I used to like putting A1. Oh, so we ended up at about 34% who are filthy animals and do not ever invite me over to eat at your place. When I was younger, I used to like A1 a lot. But then as I've gotten older, I would prefer to have like just a good piece of meat that I want to eat.
That's fair.
And even like I know like you go to fancy steakhouses sometimes and they're like, oh, let's put a peppercorn or a béarnaise or something. Like, no, just give me the fucking steak. That's all I want.
I figured out something that was really good this yesterday. Is I had Chick-fil-A buffalo sauce, and I was making some eggs, and I'm like, I'm just gonna put that in the eggs. It was delicious.
Buffalo eggs.
Buffalo eggs are amazing.
That's what I said.
That's
exactly what I
was
said.
trying to think of a better name for it, but buffalo eggs is pretty much spot on. It was so
Scrambled
good.
eggs?
Scrambled eggs
So
with
it was
buffalo
in
sauce.
while you were
I just
making
like put it all. That's how I work, man. It's like I just like here's base ingredient sauce.
So that was your dressing.
Yeah, it was amazing. It was so good. It was so good.
I would love to see you make bread. And at what point you would put the peanut butter in? Like, would you put the peanut butter on the flour?
Wait, are you talking about make bread?
Yeah.
Cooking bread or making peanut butter and jelly?
I basically want your end thing to be like peanut butter on toast. But you would put the sauce in, the peanut butter, so early.
No. I mean, I can make peanut butter and jelly.
I'm not doubting.
Wow.
I'm not doubting
Why
that.
are you
I don't
saying
know what
that?
you're asking.
What a weird thing to say.
I'm saying if you were going to make a loaf of bread,
If I was gonna make
you'd probably put on the peanut butter and jelly before it's bread.
Oh, I see what you're saying. That's actually a really good idea.
No, it's not.
That's a really good idea. That's actually an amazing
because
idea.
peanut butter doesn't rise.
You don't know that.
I don't know that, actually. I really don't.
Yeah. And it could, man, peanut butter and jelly bread. Does that not sound? That's like amazing sounding.
You know what? The more you say it, I'm warming to it.
Yeah, because it's
So
like
what is that's just bread that has peanut butter and jelly already in
like
it?
cooked
Like
into it.
infused, an infused loaf.
That sounds
Why
like
does it sound? It sounds dirty when you say that.
It sounds really, really good.
Apparently, people make this.
Oh.
I see peanut
Oh,
butter
that's
jelly
in
bread.
there.
Yeah. There you go. So
It
it's
would
a
be
thing.
it would be interesting to take finished dishes and deliberately make them in the wrong order. Same ingredients, but just do it all wrong and see if it is completely different and tastes better or worse.
Isn't that like the spirit of what like deconstructed dishes are?
Oh, is it?
Where they like take it and then they like separate all the ingredients and serve it to you all separately or in an unconventional fashion.
That's what I get here a lot. Not that this is the same really, but sometimes I order a sandwich or a burger and they just refuse to make it. I'll get like the meat on the base bun and then all of the salady extra bits and then the other bun all separate.
Oh. I think
that's
that's so you can put the condiments on yourself
I
as
get
much
it,
as you
but
want. Yeah, I don't like that
usually
either.
don't.
Yeah, I don't
and
like
then I'm
that.
just there stacking all my thing.
So you're doing their job. You should get a
Yeah.
discount.
I should.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm trying to think about hamburgers now. Like
What's your favorite hamburger in Austin?
favorite hamburger in Austin. Okay, well, can I give you like my fast food version?
Sure.
Is what's the one with the butter burgers? Culver's.
Culver's is good.
Culver's is really good. And like a good burger. It's got to be someplace probably like downtown that I can't think of right now. Like one of the downtown
like-
burger places.
El Sapo.
I've never had a burger there.
They're weird. They're like big and full of weird shit. I
Interesting.
don't remember the one I like, but it's pretty spicy.
Man, you said El Sapo, which is Spanish. It made me think. I saw NPR tweeted something. I think it was earlier today. I should look this up. They were declaring 2018 the year of the woman. This was on June 30th. They made a tweet declaring 2018 the year of the woman, but they wrote it in Spanish. But they forgot to put the ñ in año.
Does that make it a different word?
They made it the anus of the woman. They tweeted that 2018 was the anus of the woman. Then they had to delete that tweet and then post an explanation saying they deleted the tweet due to use of the incorrect Spanish phrase to say the year of the woman.
Wait, that just seems
anus
like
of the
bad.
woman.
design if an inya is the difference between year and anus. Like,
Yeah.
It's a different letter. It's
Like
just like
that-
that letter doesn't exist in English, so you don't think about
That would
it.
be like if there was an umlaut over the U and anus, that means delicious. Or something. Like that
Anus.
close. Anus, that's
the anus of the woman. Wait, the anus of the the woman's. What was it?
the anus of the woman.
The anus of the woman.
But yeah, it's just. I mean, it's not just an accent mark. It's a whole different letter. So, but it's a letter that doesn't exist in English.
it's a whole different letter.
Yeah, I think the Spanish alphabet has 28 letters. I want to say.
But wouldn't you still press N on the keyboard?
You have to like hold N down.
Yeah, you have to hold N down.
Yeah, but it's
you're on
still
a-
an N with a thing on it.
Yeah, but I mean, this
Like I
key-
wouldn't like would you count U with an umlaut as a different letter than U?
Well, you could say I
don't
and
know.
L are essentially the same thing, but with a little symbol above it.
Yeah, but they're different letters though.
Well, but they're the same shape. They're both lines. One is a shorter line with a dot. One of is a longer line.
Yeah.
So that's the same thing, right?
Right, but the U with an umlaut is a U. There's not a different there's not an I without its dot and then an I.
Spanish has 29 letters in the alphabet.
So what are the extra 3? Or is there one missing?
Well, you could say an M is just an N with an extra loop.
No, that's true. That's true. That's a good point.
How is that a good point?
Or a W is 2 V's.
Yeah.
To use.
Or
Or 2 U's.
It is a double U, I guess. The extra letters are CH, LL, and the Enya.
So none of those letters are extra letters.
Enya.
It's an N.
No, it's an Enya.
Okay.
It's different.
If it was an extra letter, it would have a different name.
It is a different Enya.
Enya.
Yeah, I guess. Well, you know what's a different letter? The German thing, the double S, whatever that's called.
Oh, yeah. I don't know what that
What
is.
is it?
Like a B with a drip. What is that called, that thing?
It's all the rage in the memes, right?
But the thing is, that is usually for a double S sound, but it is actually a completely different layout of a letter.
Mm-hmm.
It's not like a B with a drip.
Even though that's the way you describe it.
Can I go back to something you mentioned earlier?
Yeah.
Do you consider like foreskin protection?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, it's part of the immune system.
Is
It
it-
protects from infection. And it prevents rubbing of
Chafing.
the sensitive parts
gotcha.
when you're just walking about.
Huh.
Keeps it fresh. Wash it though.
Yeah. Well, I don't have to worry about it.
Yeah, I know. Just if you decide to get one somehow.
I've seen that people have started protesting. Have you seen that? There's people who like protest male circumcision.
Well, it's illegal for female circumcision.
It's a little different.
Is it?
I think so.
Why?
Yeah, because female circumcision is like
Genital mutilation?
taking out
Yes.
the clit like entirely.
I thought you
Right?
just take out the hood.
I know. I thought it was like you actually. I guess it's maybe depends on the.
It depends on where you get it done.
Yeah.
It's just like a clitomy?
Yes.
Clitectomy.
Yes.
Gruesome.
Yeah. I think I don't. It's weird that people do that, and it's considered so routine. I don't know how that started one day. Where it's like, yeah, we just had a kid. We cut a little bit of his dick off,
But
and then it's
thing is-
accepted. It's like, yeah,
thing is, because most people in England aren't circumcised, unless you're Jewish or medical emergency or something. But you really can't talk to an American who's been circumcised and convince them that it's weird.
It isn't.
because it's so normal
right.
for them to grow up with it. But it's really like some of your body got cut off.
Right. It's like, oh yeah, anytime a kid's born, we cut off the last joint of the left pinky.
Yeah, it's
what?
just like it's done.
That's what you do.
I mean,
It's unnecessary.
the only thing, it's not like a umbilical cord because you can't live with that.
Right.
That's
Well,
gonna
can
fall
you?
off anyway, right?
Would it?
Umbilical cord if you didn't cut it,
What? Okay, so it's snipped and then it's like tied off,
and
right?
then it falls off.
But what if it was just tied
What if you never detethered?
at this end and then it was just hanging? Would it just rot off,
Probably.
or would it leave would it heal up to a certain point?
I think it would fall.
What did ancient belly buttons look like? Now is what I'm wondering.
Oh, that's a good question.
Right? Because our belly buttons look like that because it's the remnant of where you were connected. Like before,
Like you must be able to survive without touching it.
did people
Because-
have like extreme outies? Like,
What?
So how when a deer gets shit out, what end does it disconnect? Does it just fall out of the mother
I think some of them just fall out.
and then it just like falls off the deer at some point?
Yeah.
So what happens with a baby if you do that?
Wait,
don't
wait.
know.
So wait, what what happens with an umbilical cord? It gets cut off, right?
Yeah.
They cut it.
And then, but do they cut it at the base, or do they cut it and then it falls off on its own?
Well, usually it's cut and then they like sort of
Do they rip it off?
cramp it off and then that falls
Yeah,
off.
I think
where
they put like a
clamp it.
little clip on it, right?
Yeah, to make it-
Three of us have never had a kid. Who's had a kid? No one.
Well, we've all had umbilical cords.
It's just no.
you
there's
don't
just
remember?
No dads in it.
Mike, do they clip it off?
Yes.
They clip it.
Well, it falls off. They put a clip on it to seal it.
They put a clip on it to seal it.
It just kind of falls off.
Right. Eventually, it falls off.
So
okay,
yeah,
thank you.
We were right-ish. But yeah, I mean, kids must be born in some places where they just don't do that.
Still to this day, you
Well, I
think?
feel like in a tribe, would they just tie it in a knot and leave it?
I don't know. I want to know what those belly buttons look like now. And I do not want to do a Google search for a weird belly button. I do not need to see that.
We should start like a belly button book, coffee table book. Belly buttons from around the world. What's yours like?
To any?
Any? No?
Oh, someone sent me a link. What is this? What were belly buttons like before humans knew to cut and tie off the umbilical cord? Ugh.
Wait. Can I? I want to see.
No, it's not a picture. It's an article.
Oh,
Why would they have a picture of that still?
I don't know. Maybe like an artist rendering. Okay. I have
So humans have had belly. Here's the gist of it. Humans have had belly buttons that look much like the ones we have today for millions of years. That's the short version.
Boring.
Thanks, Dennis. Yeah, that's boring. I wanted to hear some gross stuff.
I've still seen a guy without one.
What?
I saw a guy without one.
No.
Were you sure it
telling
just
you.
wasn't super low? Like below? Is there? I mean, I could. What if there's a belly button like right above, like the pubes or something?
Like it just hung a bit low.
Like it was just like a belly button like right above.
What if it was right above his dick?
It was a big fat guy. He was probably 60. Big old gut. And he was in shorts and without a shirt.
I bet it was-
And it was just smooth all the way around. And I thought the only way that could have happened is if he had some skin removed or something.
He could have. It could have been so big that like it was hidden underneath the curves.
Yeah,
like,
that's what I was thinking.
It over. You know.
But I mean, that would have to be damn low. Or your gut would have had to have formed here and spilled over your original gut.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just thinking like here and just like looped up and.
Yeah, it's
possible.
weird.
Would you? Okay. How big of a deal breaker would this be if you're like a girl who was great, but she had a really weird, bizarre belly button, like freakishly, like what if it was like a foot long? Like, would that be could that, like everything else is perfect, but she's got a foot long belly button.
What color is it?
It's
Is
fleshy.
it like gone dark, like it's stiff and about
people
to
have-
fall off?
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Or is it just
It's
the same as
Let's
her
just
skin?
say it's fleshy. Maybe it could be a little darker, like a.
I'd be worried about hurting her.
Yeah, is
Like-
it sensitive?
Like getting it caught in my...
What if it's? What if? Yeah. What if it is a little?
What if I
sensitive?
bashed it by accident?
Let's just say it is a little sensitive, so it's something you have to be careful of, and she's super sensitive about it.
I feel like
Like that would probably be...
people are sensitive about the way their belly buttons look, right? Like some people are paranoid about it, or they think they have a weird looking belly button, and they're embarrassed to show it. It's like it's just a fucking belly button.
I think people with outies
Yeah,
might be more
Freaks?
sensitive. Yeah, because it's like I feel like outies, they do look.
they're gross. Let's be honest.
They look a little weird. Yeah. Could you imagine an outie
This is my
ear?
opinion,
Like
okay?
if your
I mean,
ear
ice
stuck
cream, is that
out.
okay?
Like how many other things if there was an option of in or out? How weird that
Your
would
mouth would be weird.
be. Like an outer mouth.
It'll be like Alien where it comes out. And that's how you eat. You have to hold food in front of your mouth, and the mouth shoots out.
Yeah.
Well, an outie anus is prolapse.
Yeah, and that'd be weird, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'd.
But well, not in 2018 because it's the anus of the woman.
Well,
Oh,
Ice
dude,
cream's still good.
so who is this on chat? God, if you use the dark blue name on chat, it's hard for me to read your name.
Can you set your own color?
Yeah. Wolf Sorrow 100 says we should do a poll. Innie or outie? All right, I heard. Let's do it.
wait. Is this a? Do you have an innie or outie, or
Right.
do you prefer an innie or?
Oh,
outie?
which is it?
I think do you have?
Do you have?
I think it's do you have because I think everyone prefers an innie.
So I'm gonna read this while they set that poll up. I want to remind everyone This episode of Rooster Teeth Podcast is brought to you by. Go to roosterteeth.com/play if you want to vote in our poll, innie or outie, and we'll probably pop that up here in just a second whenever they're ready. And I thought they would have it ready by now. Did you see there was that guy? I think it was a student in Germany who developed what they're calling an airbag for mobile phones. It's like a case that you can put on your phone, and when it detects that it's falling, it shoots little fins out that cushion it and stop it from hitting the ground.
That's stupid.
I don't know. Is it?
I think it's a great idea.
Yeah.
Because it doesn't look like any different than a normal case.
But if it's a case, you've got a case on it.
Well,
Right,
but
you do have to have a case. So that's what it looks like when it deploys.
could you imagine though if you
Those, like, little curved
if you have it
things.
in your pocket, you jump off of out of an airplane and it like
But I mean, a case stops it from breaking.
We still run into the risk of like if it falling like face down,
Well, then you just got a shit case if it doesn't.
or like there's a rock.
yeah. I mean, I've had phones get messed up even when in a case like that. It can happen.
It's an interesting idea. I don't, it's weird that they call it an airbag because there's no bag of air.
What makes it?
I think when it detects the
Deploy.
acceleration,
Yeah, but like, how is it propelled out?
I think it's spring. Yeah.
Okay.
No air.
No way.
Do you have that poll ready? No. Yes. 1 second. All right. They're really dropping the ball in there. I feel really bad. I'm sorry for our viewers. Anyone watching live right now. So am I the only one out here watching the World Cup? You said you watched a little bit in England. You don't care about soccer
I
at
just
all,
don't
do
know
you?
how to
I don't
watch
care about
it.
sports at all.
You care
I don't
about
have
sports at all?
television.
Yeah, it's a little hard. You have to have like cable in order to watch it online, in order to unlock any streaming services. Yeah, I've been watching it. Today was rough. I thought Japan was gonna pull it out against Belgium.
I keep thinking it's like the over game, like the last one, because everyone's
It's the
talking
over
about
game.
it. Like the game that ends it all.
Okay.
The final,
Yeah, the final.
the other game.
And because everyone keeps talking about, the big game or the whatever, and I'm like, it must be the end of the World Cup, and it just keeps going. It doesn't end. When does it end?
Like another week and a half or so, 2 weeks.
It's like what, like a 5 or 6 week tournament?
It's about a month, yeah. Maybe a little over a month.
4 or 5.
It's ridiculous.
What?
32 teams,
All the
dude.
countries that qualified for the World Cup.
It's long. That's really long. It should be like the World
Well, it's
Cup.
not as long as the Premier League.
I think World Cup, and I think it's like that to me seems like it should be the finale, not a whole tournament.
Yeah, I mean, this is
The
it.
wor-
Like
so
they've
you
been
got all these
qualifying.
countries-
They've been qualifying for 4 years to get to this point.
You got all these countries competing on where to host it. Oh yeah, 4 years. Bam, one game and it's over. That wouldn't be
That's
very
what I
good.
thought it was.
How would that be financially?
I thought they always lost money on the stadiums and stuff.
Let's see the Olympics.
In like World Series, how many games are there?
The World Series. The World Series is the best of 7, but
Oh,
that
so
doesn't count the
Still
tournament.
a lot.
It doesn't count the series leading up to it. By the way, apparently Audis are really rare, and I don't know why we're
Or people don't want to admit
we're
to
doing
it.
it on an anonymous
In an
online
anonymous
poll.
poll, they're like, I don't want to. I just won't vote.
I was reading that people in Australia have to, just like us, they have to stream the World Cup in order to watch it. And when the World Cup started, the internet service provider down there, I think it was Optus, couldn't stream the games. Like people were having trouble with buffering and it just wasn't loading. So the Prime Minister of Australia had to tweet that he was talking with the telecom company to fix the buffering issues so that people could watch the World Cup. It's like,
Sounds like a guy in a bar who's like the people in the bar can't watch it. For a whole country.
what is going on where like the Prime Minister has to put out a tweet? His tweet was, I've spoken with the Optus CEO, Alan Liu. He assures me he is giving the World Cup streaming problems his personal attention. He believes will be fixed this evening. Like he had to go out of his way to have this conversation. He had to call up the CEO of the phone company or the broadband company and be like, hey, what's going on?
I feel
Our
like
country can't watch the
Honestly,
World
that's
Cup.
like the equivalent of him going, right, hold on, I'm gonna reboot it. I'll be right back.
I don't feel like anything that a world leader tweets now is that weird.
I guess
Like,
you're
the
right.
standard has been pretty like low at this point of like a weird tweet from a world leader.
Yeah.
Sorry to bring everyone down.
Yeah, that's great. No, social media is awesome. It rules. Speaking of bringing people down, a couple weeks ago we talked about that guy who got onto a plane and he smelled so bad that the flight had to be diverted. that people were retching and complaining, and they had to like try to separate the guy into the bathroom to keep the smell away from everyone. And they landed, and I guess he had to undergo medical attention. I guess it finally came out maybe a couple of days ago that like who it was and what had happened, and I think it was like some rock star from Russia had been on vacation, I think in the Canary Islands, had developed an infection that was causing his flesh to rot, and that on the flight back home, that's when it really started taking hold and rotting his flesh. And
Was he not in pain?
he died. Like they took him to the hospital, and he died from this infection.
Was he sick? Was he like, hey?
Well, he went to, I guess, wherever he was. He went to the hospital there, and they said, "Oh, it's just a standard infection. Just take some antibiotics, and you'll be fine." But it turned out to be way worse.
That's crazy.
So if you think something's wrong, seek a second opinion. Find another doctor and be like, "Listen, I'm not quite sure if the first guy knew what he was talking about."
like, if you're causing planes to land because you stink, then yeah.
Yeah. Might be something wrong.
I'm trying to see if I can find his name.
He was a rock star, though, huh?
Yes. I'm trying to see.
That's
they
kind
know
of a
what-
rock star death, though.
To stink so bad
No,
you died?
to rot, to have your own flesh rot off to death.
That's pretty metal.
Yeah.
That's awful. He must have been in pain. Like I feel like if
Oh, yeah,
you're
I'm
rotting,
sure.
it hurts.
He was Andrei Suchilin, 58-year-old Russian art rock guitarist. He had necrosis, which is a form of cell injury, which results in premature death of cells in living tissue by autolysis. I'm probably saying that wrong. He stayed in intensive care, underwent various operations, but succumbed to the infection. He passed away in Portugal.
I don't know what he was doing in the Canary Islands.
I don't know. Maybe like if you're underwater diving and you get cut by
maybe.
something, and then if the water's dirty, you get some
And
kind of
people want to
infection.
go to Mars.
Well, there's not going to be.
Would you risk getting a Martian infection, Chris?
A Martian infection? Well, I guess we don't know what those are.
Well, there would be none.
Yeah.
There's no
can you
life
say that?
there. There's no life on Mars, right?
You can confidently say that?
No. But I'm not in charge of that.
Would you go to Mars?
No.
Never. What if you could go?
What if I promised you $5 billion Martian dollars?
Martian dollars.
Redeemable anywhere on Mars.
Which bank is that with?
The Bank of Mars.
Bank of Mars.
No, but if they're like, we can take you to Mars, we're gonna cryogenically freeze you, but for 5 years, you fly there, you're on Mars for like a couple months, and you come back.
I don't even want to go to like Arizona.
Well, yeah, but no one wants to go to. I don't know who wants.
But why would I want to go to Mars? There's not there. It's a rock.
Yeah, but
I
it's
could go to rocks here. I could go to a place here where I can't see anything except rock.
but it's
What is the point in a 5-year journey to Mars?
no one's ever been. You don't know because you've never been. You don't know what you're missing out.
Is it 5 years to get back?
Yeah, so it's 10 years, but you won't have aged. But everyone else you know has aged 10 years.
I think I won't have AIDS.
I thought so too. It doesn't take that long, does it?
So all I get
I don't
from
know.
this
This is hypothetical.
is that I'm 40.
No, you're not 40. You're still the same age. Everyone else is 40.
But I was still born in 1988.
Yeah, all right, but age-wise, okay, you're gonna look great.
Okay, so all that's going to happen is that I'll be here 10 years from now and be able to say I've been to Mars.
Yeah, and also you'll be 10 years in the future, so you get to like experience 10 years.
Yeah, but what if I missed out on some wicked stuff?
Yeah, but imagine like when you come back, you can watch all the good films for the past 10 years and not be disappointed by any of the bad ones. You never had I was excited about that one and it was bad. It's just like, oh no, these were the ones that were good for the past 10 years.
Yeah, or and like you
cats would be
come
dead.
back and you maybe you could take one of them with you. Sure.
Oh, just one?
Yeah, which one?
Yeah, which one?
I'd take Columbo.
Set up a poll. Which cat should Darren take? No, don't do that. Apparently, the journey from Earth to Mars takes about 300 days. Every 2 years, Mars is at its closest point, and that's the ideal time to travel between them.
Okay, so it would only take 2 years. 2 years.
I can't be asked, Chris.
No?
How long am I on Mars?
Well, yeah, as long as you want.
An afternoon?
I guess. If that's all you want, it's,
I mean, I'm on a rock.
You'd have to be. So it would take you. You'd have to be there a little over a year. It's every 2 years it comes close enough. It takes you 300 days to get there. So then you have like 14 months there, and then you can come back.
oh,
no,
I
no,
see.
that doesn't make any sense.
No, yeah, because it's the only
If you
time
land at its closest point and leave the same day, it's the closest point.
No, because
No?
you take off on the closest point, and then you get there 300 days later, and it's not at the closest point anymore.
So wait,
Wait, no,
you're
you would
saying-
take off
You're
when-
saying
so-
when Earth and Mars are at their closest point, that's when you leave Earth.
I guess you're right. No, you take off when it would
You'd
be.
almost have to be there for 2 years, unless
No.
or
Because
you
it's
get
he's saying you get there and it's still close, but then Earth is going to be moving. It's not ideal. No,
well, no,
I
but
was right.
if you timed it, so you arrived right whenever they were closest, you stay for a day or two, and then you jump off. It's still going to be pretty damn close.
no, because the window was in the past.
No, but you leave preemptively so that
No, you're right.
I'm right.
You're right,
I am
because-
totally right.
The return journey.
You have to wait because then they're moving away from each other at that
sure,
point.
but you might be able, if it takes 2 years for that window to be perfect, then if you're only there for a day, you could probably leave and it hasn't changed that
No,
much.
it has changed.
No, okay. How about this? I'm leaving the same day anyway, and I'll just take a longer journey.
It'll take
back.
a longer journey back.
Like,
yeah.
what's the longest journey that it could be?
Furthest Mars distance. The minimum distance from Earth to Mars is 54.6 million kilometers. The furthest apart is 401 million kilometers.
Oh, that's
That's
years.
a huge difference, dude. The average distance is about 225 million kilometers. Even that is a huge difference. That's 4 times longer. That's 4 years.
So it's longer than waiting 2 years and
It's
coming
longer
back in
than
1 year.
It's like Mars is your spaceship, and you're flying it, waiting to get closer, and then you get in a smaller spaceship. Yeah, you
Wow.
couldn't leave the same day. You'd have to wait.
No, you could if you just left
You
immediately.
can't.
Because it wouldn't travel that fast. It wouldn't be that much further in a day.
What?
What?
Okay, go for it.
What? So okay,
You do it with your hands.
all right. This is Mars going in a circle. All right. So here's when it's closest to Earth, right? So
But no, you're not moving Earth. Earth's moving too.
Oh yeah. Oh. All right. Never mind.
All right. By the way, chat loves this. Man, I can't. Yeah, I don't know. There's a reason that it's called rocket science, right? There's a reason that it's like that's the thing that smart people do.
Yeah. But anyway, I don't want to spend 2 years there. I think it'd be really boring, Chris.
Well, you could also go back into freezing.
just
We didn't
sat
talk
on-
about freezing at all, dude. Where did that come from?
No,
It's
he
part
said
of the
he was going to
hypothetical.
freeze me
You could
to get
freeze
there.
me.
Oh, okay, I
Yeah.
see.
So you're saying I could get there,
And hang out as long as you want.
spend an afternoon, freeze myself for 2 years, and then come back.
Yeah.
For
A little
another year.
gapsicle.
Yeah.
I feel like if I had the freedom of you can stay there for between 1 minute and 2 years awake, I would probably freeze myself later that day. Like I don't know what I would do overnight.
You wouldn't like want to hang out at all?
With what?
Yeah.
Your cat.
You're gonna take your cat to Mars to hang out with it there? What do you think of? Have you ever thought about flat earthers? What do you think about flat earthers?
I mean, I not much, not very highly.
Are flat Earthers flat Marsers?
They've got to be, right?
They would have to be, otherwise it all falls
That'd be
apart.
hypocritical. What if Earth was the only flat planet?
It's just a disc.
Yeah, all the other planets are spheres.
Flat Uranuses? Flat Uranuses.
With
Yes.
spelled with the N.
Well, yeah, well, no Enya because it's Uranus. Yeah.
I know. I have a friend from college who kind of went off the like conspiracy theorist deep end
Yeah.
and is like super into flat Earth and crazy conspiracies and it's kind of like scary to see someone that you know is like that used to
what
be
is
very
the best and quickest way that you could explain that it's not a flat Earth? Like, what is? Could you tell him to go and do something that would prove it?
Well, I've seen videos of him where he proved that Earth was flat because there were rainbows. I don't know what that means, but that was the proof.
Because I could just be like, go up a skyscraper and you can see further.
Get on a plane.
Does that work?
What?
Like if you're, because I feel like if you're on a plane, you don't see enough of the curvature of the Earth either. In a skyscraper, you wouldn't see that.
I feel like you can kind
Well,
of
the
see.
horizon is further away, depending on how high you are.
Yes, but you can't get high enough to see curvature, can you? Like you'd have to be
Up a
really
mountain?
high. Yeah, like even when you're on a plane, you don't really see curvature.
I've
No,
never
but you
really
can just
looked.
see really far, which proves it's not a flat Earth.
How does that not prove that's flat? Flat things go really far.
But if you can see more when you're higher, that means the stuff you couldn't see was over the hump.
It just means it's out of your viewpoint.
Why is it out of
There's
your
stuff
viewpoint?
blocking the way. I'm with you. I'm not a flat earther, but I don't think that they're going to buy this argument, dude.
Yeah. A building that's 50 miles away, you won't see it unless you're of significant height. Or if the building's really tall.
I don't know. By the way, the Flat Earth Society thinks that Mars is round.
Okay.
Someone
Mars.
Someone just sent me a message that says it's the Flat Earth Society, who's verified on Twitter, by the way, sending a tweet to Elon Musk, and the Flat Earth Society says, unlike the Earth, Mars has been observed to be round.
Wait,
what's
wait.
the moon?
They say round as in.
Because you can stand on the moon and see the Earth is a spherical spinning object.
I think they probably don't believe anyone's ever been to the moon.
Oh, that makes sense.
But why? I don't know who decided that was a. I don't know. I guess there's a whole rabbit hole of like conspiracy theory of flat Earth and why and how, and I just don't understand it. I don't know what the logic is of why. Like,
So, do they think all the continents are on a flat plane? Like we know that Australia.
And what about
is on
water?
the other side of the world.
what about water?
What about water?
If it was flat,
You're saying it would drip off the edge.
wouldn't it drip off?
Unless it's like, there's like a channeling
Well, gravity
system.
holds it on. Don't
Yeah,
be
but
stupid,
then-
Chris.
But like, yeah, and wouldn't there be an end of the world if it was flat?
What would be underneath it?
Is it like a coin? Are there continents on the other side,
Oh, is that what it is?
I don't know.
Like,
or is the whole world laid out in one big plane?
That's what I want.
So a flat Earth is worried about digging.
Like they're gonna fall
they'll
through the
just-
space?
Yeah.
Fall right through.
How thick do they think the flatness is?
How thick is flat Earth?
Right.
Google that.
Because then
Oh,
it's not
God.
really flat.
How
to be fair,
thick is flat Earth? Okay. Okay. Sorry, this is going to take me a while. Frequently asked questions. Is this site a joke? It's number one on the Flat Earth Society website. What evidence do you have? What does Earth look like? I'd explain. Is there a magnetic field? Blah, blah. What? Okay. So, the Earth is a big circle. Okay, so they look at it like the North Pole is in the center. So it's like you're looking down from the top.
So
The
where's
Earth
the South
is
Pole?
surrounded on all sides by an ice wall that holds the oceans back. This ice wall is what explorers have named Antarctica. I'm sorry, I'm reading this, guys. Beyond the ice wall is a topic of great interest to the Flat Earth Society.
I bet.
To our knowledge, no one has been very far past the ice wall and returned to tell of their journey.
No one's been very far.
That's what it looks like to them. There's the ice wall. You see it. There's probably whites and white walkers on the other side of it.
How does that make more sense? How is that like? Well, that obviously is more logical.
What we do know is that it encircles the Earth and serves to hold in our oceans and helps protect us from whatever lies beyond.
Like spherical Mars.
Like white walkers.
Right. So, but some people have been slightly beyond the wall.
Yes.
So penguins live all the way around the wall?
They really live on the wall. They don't say how deep the Earth is. I'm sorry.
Okay.
They do have an animated GIF that explains how day and night works, which is fascinating.
Was it the sun spinning around?
Yes.
Oh, is it? Oh.
Yeah.
It just seems like someone spent a lot of effort to come up with reasons to make things stupid.
Yeah.
Like it's working really hard to be very stupid.
Do you think it started as a joke and then someone's like, oh shit, like it's
Well,
really
everyone
taken
was
off.
a flat earther at the beginning, right?
Right.
It wasn't until we gained.
I think people had an idea.
How it's really no different to a religion.
Like you just take it on
Like,
faith.
there's no proof of any god. There's no proof that the Earth is flat.
That's true. Well, blah, blah, blah. Okay. So this is an interview with a flat earther.
Okay.
Someone asked, you say the Earth is a flat disk surrounded by ice, all the ice in Antarctica. How could, but they're asking about Antarctica. And this person's answering, and then this is the relevant portion. This is a flat earther answering this question. So what is holding the flat Earth up? We can only find out by going through Antarctica by any means necessary. Or maybe if we drill all the way down to all the layers of the Earth, which so far only goes as deep as 12 kilometers. So it's about 7 or 8 miles.
That's
not
the
far.
furthest anyone's dug.
That's as deep as I think they think the Earth is.
How deep is the ocean?
I think the deepest point of the ocean's about 35,000 feet. I could be wrong, 35 or 40,000 feet. I could be wrong about that. But it's probably somewhere in that same range.
But so no one's ever flown over Antarctica.
Go on.
Is that what he's saying? Is that what? According to a flat earther, no one's ever flown.
Well, I assume, Chris, the wall's too high
The
to fly
wall
over.
is too high.
I don't know.
So is lava in a volcano, is the underneath of the Earth all lava?
I don't know, dude. I don't know.
Oh,
Oh, Mariana
That's
Trench.
10 kilometers.
Hey, this would be an interest. Is to get a flat earther on the podcast. And
No, we don't have to do that. We can just read the stuff here and laugh and not be sad that someone actually believes that and is trying to argue with us. We don't have to do that.
It'd probably be funny for like 20 seconds and then it would just be sad, wouldn't it?
Yeah, it would just be like, oh, no, they're getting upset and we're laughing at them and I don't want to do this anymore. It's funnier to just read it.
This is a way to get around that. We'll get 10 flat earthers and we'll give them all 20 seconds to prove their point. And then we're not laughing at anyone for too long. We're spreading our laughter evenly across
among
10
20
people.
seconds at a time.
Yeah, like I bet if you took all the flat earthers and gave them only 20 seconds, they would say the bit they're most passionate about. The biggest proof.
And then the guy would be like, "He took my bit." The guy who
I was going to say that.
Yeah, what if they all have the same thing, the same proof? Then that would suck. All right, how do we even get on flat Earth? What are we talking about?
Chris wanted me
Mars.
to go to
We're
Mars.
talking about Mars and we ended up on flat Earth.
So,
No, that's right, Flat Mars Society.
Would you go to Mars if you froze yourself for a couple of years?
If I didn't have much else going on, yeah.
You just got too much going on right now?
I mean, I might do it now. I'm trying to think. If I had like a family, then probably not. You know, unless like I just wanted to skip part of my kids.
What
like,
are you
life.
taking with you? Because you're going to
I
have
don't
to...
have a cat.
Right.
What are you taking with you? I don't have a cat.
Are you going to take...
Well, he took a cat.
What kind of answer is that, dude?
He took a cat.
I mean, there's nothing growing there.
What are you taking with you? Well, I don't have a gun. What?
Are you going to bring food?
I mean, I assume it's all arranged by NASA. Like they're
Someone take care of that.
yeah. Well, I mean, I'm not like doing it by myself. I'm not like a self-made rocket to Mars.
Okay.
So I mean, as far as what I want to take with me, I mean, I guess I would take I would like someone to go with me. I guess a girl. So I'm not there by myself.
Oh my god.
So I mean, because if I had to pick one person to go with me, I would probably pick a girl, so that
I love that you keep saying girl instead of woman.
You're
Okay,
also
you know what I
trapping
mean?
them.
No, I
Woman.
don't. I'm really questioning a lot about you right now,
Not
Chris.
an actual like.
You're saying not like a
female.
12-year-old.
Yeah, I'm
Right.
saying a female.
But you're sentencing this woman to 2 years on Mars.
No,
with you.
I wouldn't sentence. I'd be like, hey, who wants to go to Mars with me?
Who would say yes?
I don't know someone else who wanted to go to Mars.
Let's get a poll going. Would you go to Mars with Chris?
Yeah, would you?
Do you want to be Chris's?
And I assume you're
Mars
taking a
date.
woman because you want to have sex with her.
I mean, if I'm going to
Otherwise, you would take
years.
any human.
I mean, I would take anyone. I'm not going to say I'm only going to take
But
a woman.
Ideally,
but
a woman you
ideally,
could bang on
you would-
Mars.
Sure. Yeah.
You're gonna bring like some bedding.
You should.
rug.
That should be like on someone's Tinder profile. Want to go to Mars with me? I'm serious.
What if you didn't get on?
I mean, I think we'd like talk beforehand. I don't think I'd be like a blind. Hey, I don't think it'd be like a Tinder match to.
I'll meet you on the launch pad at 6 a.m. Bring a suitcase.
Wow. Oh
What is this?
no, no one.
Well,
You got a good number there.
I'm just curious also how many.
Roosterteeth.com/play.
Here's
I'd
what's
be
gonna
curious
happen.
what the
Chris.
demographics of this poll are. too.
After 3 months on Mars, I'm envisioning you and this woman living like several kilometers apart in your own settlements because you got pissed off at each other
That
because
might-
you're only on Mars and you've only got you for entertainment. Not you, I mean each
Yeah,
other.
each other. Yeah. I mean, that's going to be tough with any sort of like, on an island type thing. But, I'd rather be with someone else than just a cat,
That's fair. I wouldn't feel bad for the cat.
Yeah.
Like I would feel bad for any human who has to spend that much time with me.
I wasn't like, this isn't like signing up. They would volunteer, someone who's willing to do it. They'd be one of the 44%.
That's honestly that's higher than I expected.
Yeah.
you got a good pickup rate.
I don't think they're taking this poll seriously.
We're gonna pick
You're
one of
going
you,
to
and
Mars.
you are going to Mars with Chris. We're gonna crowdfund it.
For example, would you go to Mars with Chris?
No.
Neither would I.
Well, you weren't invited.
Is there anyone in this room who will go to Mars with Chris? Bullshit!
Your hand back there.
It's not just about me. It's also people who want to go to Mars. You just have to go with me.
Honestly, it's a really close poll. I didn't expect it to be that close.
Where are you doing your twos?
My tooth.
Your number twosies?
What do you? I don't know.
Where are you shitting on Mars, Chris?
I mean, I
They got that worked out.
Yeah. NASA's they got like little bags and stuff for that.
You're shitting in bags.
It's an
Mars.
astronaut thing.
Okay.
They have like suction cup toilets that. You've seen The Martian, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Something like that.
you land with a
You're in a
ship.
little, you're in a little hub thing, just like The Martian.
Okay.
Yeah.
Here, let me read this thing. We can end that. That was close. It was close. It was 48 to 52%. 48% said they would have gone with you.
Thank you.
But I'm going to read this to let everyone know. I want to remind everyone this episode of the Rooster Teeth podcast is also brought to you by.
How long do you think until Alexa is a robot?
Like a physical thing that can do
Physical
things?
human who does things in your house?
Like a physical device, not a physical human.
Yes, a physical device that looks like a human.
I don't know. Some of that Boston Dynamics stuff is pretty crazy looking. I figure if you could integrate Alexa with that.
Because then you only need one.
Yeah.
You don't.
Because the thing is, I feel like with movies, whenever you see, like a futuristic sci-fi movie, they get a new robot and it's like it's got a new voice and everything. But I feel like that technology never comes from anywhere in the movie. It's always like it's an entirely brand new thing that no one's ever dealt with. But it's not. It's never going to be like that for us. It's going to be like
Stair step.
like we've already got several Alexa enabled devices in terms of like different form factors, and eventually that's going to be in something that moves around, and eventually it'll become what we saw in science fiction films.
Yeah.
But I think it will be a slow
Slow climb.
increase.
Yeah. I saw video of, I don't know if we talked about this in the podcast or if I was talking about this just with someone after a podcast, but I was watching video the other day, a couple of weeks ago, of a parrot who understood and could communicate with that device. So it could talk to the device and turn lights on and off, or like turn music on, and could like manipulate its environment, like things that a bird couldn't normally do. It was able to do because of this integration now.
Could it order birdseed?
I guess it probably could if it could figure out the correct thing to say. You could teach it to order food, but then it would just order food. If it's hungry, it orders food. It doesn't think that the food's readily available, you know?
Well, I'm sure there are pet feeders that are voice activated.
Oh, yeah. It's an interesting idea. So it can...
That'd be amazing.
That would be
It could feed
amazing.
itself.
Like your dog could feed itself. Oh, yeah.
That'd be cool. Is if something happened to you, your dog was smart enough to dispense new food and order replacement
Here's
food.
the question: do you think that at some point dogs would stop caring about us because they would realize they didn't need us because they could order their own food on Amazon?
Yeah.
Once
Like, I don't
robots
need him.
and AI are the superior beings,
Yeah,
I
that
think
can
if you
take care of
taught
them.
a dog to sort of fingerprint scan its paw and that ordered food, it would never need a human.
I saw someone setting up Touch ID with like an animal paw, like you're talking about.
Did it work?
Yeah, I forget what it was, like a hedgehog or something. They were using like its little paw as the
really
sensor on
cute.
Touch ID. Yeah, it's like the most secure way to use your phone. It isn't any of your fingers, so you got to find your pet. You're like, oh shit, here, unlock my phone for me. What if you could teach like an animal to like high five it right on the sensor?
That's really funny.
Then the idea that like that hedgehog has access to the most important documents and like the hedgehog becomes like this. That's a good movie.
That'd be funny if that was like the red button that launched the nukes, but it had to be an animal.
Got to be a hedgehog.
Where's Nibbles?
I've heard there's they don't do this, but there were, when like nuclear launch codes were being developed and they were figuring out like how do people who need to launch these weapons, like how do they carry the codes? What's the procedure for this? And they always talk about like there's a football, right? Like it's like a briefcase that has all the shit in it that they need to launch. There were people who said that the launch codes should be surgically implanted into a human, and that if someone wants to launch a nuke, they need to kill that person in order to get the codes out.
Who is suggesting this?
That way, it's like you know the real world implications. Like if you're going to launch a nuke, you're going to kill millions, thousands of people probably. It's like the person who wants the code has to literally kill one person in order to get the code, in order to input it.
Who's going to volunteer to be that guy?
It's a pretty cush job, right? You probably-
Until we need to.
we've never had to do it before. You never needed the codes before. Because it's like you really got to be sure you want to launch that weapon because you need to murder someone.
What
you
if it was
need
just-
you need to actually sit there, look someone in the face, and kill them.
What if the guy with the thing in him wants to send the nukes?
He doesn't have that.
He can't do it.
Yeah.
All right. What if it was just?
So you just
Would you? All right. Would you do that? Would you be the guy? You had nothing. You have to do nothing else the rest of your
You're
life.
taken care of your whole life. Yeah.
Yeah.
You live in the White House. Your whole life. Doesn't matter.
the current White House?
Doesn't matter who the president is. You have to live in the White House.
And what's my salary for this? Because my
Good.
life could end at any
It's
point.
good.
Well, as it could at all times, but
How much does the president make? We'll say you make what's the president's salary?
it was like $250,000.
President's salary, $400,000 a year.
That's not bad.
With a $50,000 annual expense account, $100,000 non-taxable travel account. You wouldn't really get that because you have to travel with the president. $19,000 for entertainment.
What does that mean? Lap dance?
Who knows?
19 grand on
So
entertainment.
let's say roughly $450,000 a year
Okay.
that you're getting comped. All you got to do is you just have to have a little surgery to put a nuclear code in you in a place where it's going to be fatal if they pull it out.
I don't think I would do it.
But you conceivably live your whole life making $450,000 a year.
Okay,
Well,
to
and
say
that's
it-
now. It'll only go up.
I think they said the last increase was like in 2004.
Okay, so if I live to 80, how much have I made?
We'll say 50 years.
Yeah.
Times $450,000, $22.5 million.
So it's $22.5 million, but I have.
You have a nuclear code in you. This is the ultimate $1 million.
But here's the thing to think about: if nukes are being launched, you might die anyway from nuclear attack.
What, we launching them on ourselves?
No, but like assuming
Oh,
we're
like
nuking
retaliation.
someone, there's
Right.
going to be retaliation. So it's like if it gets to the point where you're getting murdered, you might die. It might.
What if I wanted to live the rest of my life as a ghoul and now I can't?
So what?
Fallout Ghoul.
Oh,
Did you never play Fallout?
no.
Okay.
Well, I guess I don't know. Then you're out.
It's good buns, isn't it?
It's good buns.
Because most of the time, so you just,
And you don't have to work. Like, your job is just to be around. Not even in the same room necessarily.
that sounds really boring.
You can do whatever you want, though. You got that.
Well, wait, but I have to be near the code launcher. I can't be on holiday in Mauritius if the president needs to launch nukes.
Oh, that's making it worse.
Yeah, I can only
What
go
if there's-
where he goes.
What if there's two guys, and you're one of two? So you guys swap in and out. So whenever one,
Oh, then you only get $225,000.
no, you get the whole because you're still gonna. There's still 50%.
You're doing half the work.
Yeah, but there's two guys. You take turns. So whenever you're sleeping, the other guy's hanging out with the president.
I think this scenario doesn't work. I think it should be worse than that. I think the surgical implant should be in a child.
Well, but then
the child's going to grow up.
To take it out, put it in a different kid.
But you can't take it out. That defeats the whole purpose. If you could take
can
it out
only
without
kill-
killing them, then the whole purpose is moot. A dog.
Well, what if?
I think it's quite the
that's
same.
not-
All right, what
bad.
if it was just you had to cut someone's hand off or arm off or something?
No. The stakes are not high enough.
All right, you're right.
You're gonna kill kids with the nuke. You
Yeah.
should have to kill a child.
Right, but I'm saying then they're going to have the code forever.
Okay, the code expires every 5 years and generates a new code in a new child.
I don't know. Oh, yeah.
Well, then how are these kids, like, who picks out these kids to get nukes?
These kids are gonna be rich, Chris.
Peter Hayes is asking, who said a dog? Who did it? I'm not going to out you.
I mean, vets kill dogs every day. That's what they do.
No, I think I would probably do it.
You would do it.
Yeah, that's good money.
So you'd live in Washington,
Yeah,
D.C.
yeah. Live in the White House. It'd be a lot easier if you could do what you said and just try to swap out with someone.
That I would be more inclined to do it then.
Yeah,
Because
that
then
is
you're like,
easily, yeah.
Even if there's a nuke, you have a 50-50 chance of not being there.
I assume you'd always have like a security detail. Like would want to make sure you never get kidnapped.
All right, what if all that does is it gives you the freedom to travel around, but when you get back, you have to die as well?
Oh, you're saying
If the other guy got killed for the nukes, they have to kill you.
Oh,
when-
they kill you both.
Yeah,
Okay.
in your own time though.
Yeah,
That's okay. That's fair.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the same
Sure.
thing. It's just
being one person, but at least you get to travel.
yeah. You get to enjoy your $500,000 a year.
To me, what ruins the millions of dollars is the constant fear of that at any moment, even if you're being really safe in a nice, safe mansion, that you could be called to your execution.
Yeah, but I mean, you'd be living in fear of a nuclear war anyway. Well, like, do you live in that fear? Like, it's the same thing. You're in fear of a nuclear launch.
Yeah.
It's not any more likely to happen if you have the code in you.
You're just definitely going to die if it happens,
I
as
guess
opposed
that's
to
true.
possibly die.
Yeah, I guess my mindset is stuck on like it's going to happen at some point.
Right, but it's not. You could conceivably, we've gone a long time without that happening that we know of, allegedly. We'll never find out what happened to the other side of the earth.
Here's the deal,
What's
though.
the method of execution?
Say, shoot you in the head.
Okay. So it's not ideal.
Would you, if they were like, "Sorry, Gav, it's time," would you argue with them? Would you be like, "No, I think we can work this out with diplomacy,
talk my way out."
Yeah, you're like,
And then they'll be like, if you don't die, we all die.
well, let's not rush to conclusions.
I don't like this.
No.
I wouldn't do it.
All right. I feel like we just had $1 million butt scenario.
Well, let me add on to it then, because I came up with a good one today.
Okay.
That I know that they won't let me film. $1 million, but your feces is invisible.
Is that bad?
How do you know when you're done wiping?
I'm not seeing a problem here.
I would do it.
Yeah.
I would do it. Yeah, you could just. Here's a question: has it always been invisible, or is it suddenly invisible?
Has yours always been invisible?
Okay,
I can't change your past with this scenario.
All right, well, just making sure, because now you have the
Yeah,
knowledge.
don't be ridiculous, Chris. It starts from the moment you agree.
You have the knowledge of generally how many wipes based off like past poop.
Oh.
So you,
Right, but depending on what
Beaver's son
country
in
you're
chat
in.
brings up a great point.
Okay.
That's what a bidet is for.
I would
Is that
do
what
that.
it's for?
Yeah, then it's easy. Then you know. That's like easy mode. You get $1 million, buy a bidet, you're done. You're set.
All right, but what if you do a bad fart and you don't know whether you shit yourself?
Who is this sound? Sam K says, I would do it in a heartbeat. You could shit anywhere.
You can shit anywhere, but people still smell it and slip in it and stuff.
yeah, but that's almost better. Now,
We're getting a lot of people in chat saying yes.
because then
Really?
you have, cause
Almost overwhelmingly.
then you have this invisible poop that you could throw at people. And be like,
Well, why
"What
would
is
you
this?"
want that? Why would you want
I
to
don't-
fling invisible feces?
People would buy that. That's a really good like prank potential there to throw invisible poop at someone.
They would still feel it hit them.
Yeah, and they'd be like, "What is this? What's going on?"
It's like when you walk into a spider web and you're like, where is it?
What is it?
And then they'd rub it in. And they'd be like, "Oh my god, what is?" Yeah.
I walked into a spider web yesterday and I started freaking out and I had to take my shirt off. I was walking around outside and I took it off and I found the spider on me and I like brushed it off of the shirt.
Did your pasty body burn instantly
It
when you
did.
took your shirt off?
So fucking brutally hot.
No, I feel like seeing poo is very important
No,
to your own hygiene.
no.
And there's not everywhere has a bidet.
Sure, but
You just get one at home. Your home base? So you do most of your pooping.
No, like what if you poo on a plane or in an airport?
well, then you'll just have to be really aggressive with your wipe.
Yeah.
You can't be too aggressive.
Well, sure, but it's not. You just got you plan. You're a millionaire. You plan ahead.
Buy some extra toilet paper. You're
Yeah.
fine. Man, the other day I was I forget, someone sent it to me on Twitter, but apparently Vice did a documentary they're doing a documentary series about American conventions, and the first episode I saw was when they went to the Abraham Lincoln presenters, like I did for Unconventional.
Oh.
It would have been funny if you were both there at the same time.
You think the people at that event now are like, God damn it, is this going to happen every year now? Because I was there last year, Vice was there this year. It's like every year someone's going to go to their event.
Would you ever go again?
Maybe? I don't know, man. That was weird. That was a weird event. Maybe I would. I feel like if they would know me now and I'd know how to approach it as opposed to just being like the weirdo outsider who
There's got to be a weirdo outside every year, though.
who stopped in. Yeah. It was
I love the idea of you being a regular Abe.
really, I would grow. I think if I went back, I would definitely grow the facial hair instead of wearing the fake beard.
We'd have to start now.
Yeah. No, I'm not going next year.
Okay.
That settles that. But yeah, I saw it and I was like, motherfuckers, that's my thing. If you're a first member and you haven't seen Unconventional, you should watch it. It was an interesting experiment. Oh, there I am.
Look, your beard.
Look how my hat is also ridiculously huge compared to everyone else.
They knew you were just a casual.
Yeah,
I like that. That was part of your life.
that's at the Kentucky State Capitol. Yeah, it was an experience.
Hmm.
And you can watch that experience on roosterteeth.com. Oh man, and speaking of content, did you see that Halo finally has their TV show in active development? They have like someone picked it up. I felt like they announced that at E3 like 4 or 5 years ago. They were going to work with Spielberg to bring Halo to television. And then
I thought that just wasn't happening.
yeah, then there was nothing. We heard absolutely zero about it. And now I think Showtime ordered a 10-episode series.
Is it going to be about Master Chief?
I don't know. I think they were really light on
Or is it
details.
just in the universe?
Let me see. Halo TV Showtime. And I just want to put it out there. I'm available
For Master Chief.
for whatever you need. Have your people call my people.
I'm
My people are
available
me,
too.
by the way.
You're available too?
I am.
Let's
If I'm
see.
not on Mars.
A new TV show. Networks are 10-episode first season for Halo, which is expected to begin production early 2019.
What did you think of...
Plot details are thin, with the press release simply stating that the show will be dramatizing an epic 26th century conflict between humanity and an alien threat known as the Covenant.
I feel like it's going to look really good. It's going to be visually really good in 4K and HDR and sick. Did you watch Forward Unto Dawn?
Yes.
Do you like it?
Forward Until Dawn. Which one was that? Is that the one with like the boot camp thing? Where they're like training? Yeah, that is it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I liked it. It was good.
Yeah, I would watch it.
Yeah.
Are you
So-
excited about Halo Infinite?
I think that was just an engine. I don't think that's a game.
It's not a game?
I think
In
that,
what way is it
well,
not?
because I think it was just an engine demo.
So the game won't be called that?
I don't know. It's so weird. Again, it was like they released this stuff with very little information. I think it was just to showcase the slip space engine. I think is what they called it.
Yeah.
But I don't know what that meant.
Oh, I think it'll be a game. I think it'll be a game. I feel it seems weird to do all that and then not have anything to do with it.
Well, I assume if that is an engine, it will be a game using that.
That's what I meant. Like they're not gonna like. Well, I don't know. I don't know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I don't know. It was weird. I thought for sure, like, because at E3 when they showed that trailer and they showcased Halo Infinite and all that, the Xbox stage had tons of Xboxes on it. I thought they were going to say it was an MMO and they were going to have tons of people come out and play it, but no one ever came out. No one used all those
that was
Xboxes on
weird.
stage.
I remember seeing that too, and because I was watching it with Blaine, and we were like, "Oh yeah, they're gonna do some big like battle royale or MMO," and then
Yeah, I think they only used all those Xboxes once. And I think it was like for Forza Horizon. They had a few people come out and like race, and that was it. It seemed like there were tons of Xboxes and something got cut.
I feel like so much time has passed since I've played a Halo game.
When did Halo 5 come out? Halo 5 release.
It's like 20.
People are saying in chat that it was it will be actually the next mainline game, Halo Infinite. October 2015.
Yeah, so we're coming up on
3 years?
3 years. It just feels like longer. What was the longest gap between Halo games?
We might be in it right now.
2001 to 2004. Was that right? 1 and 2?
Halo 2. I think you're right. Because we started RVB in 03. Yeah, then 2 came out in 04.
Oh, so maybe between 2 and 3 was the longest gap. Because that was...
September 2007.
Oh, no.
So not quite 3 years.
Again.
So Halo 3, Halo Reach. Let's go down the list. September 2010, so 3 years.
Yeah.
Halo 4,
2012.
2012.
2 years.
Then 5, 15, 3 years. So we're coming up.
I'm like jonesing for a Halo
We're coming
game.
up now on having the longest gap
Yeah.
after like October of this year.
Although ODST was pretty soon after Halo 3, wasn't it?
Yeah, but do you really consider that like a mainline game?
Well, it's the same story. It's
Yeah, but
like in the timeline.
well, Master Chief was not the protagonist.
That's true.
And like it didn't have a number. It was like they made it a point, even though I guess Infinite doesn't have a number.
well,
Was
I know
Halo 3 ODST.
Reach didn't have a number, but I still considered that. And Master Chief wasn't the protagonist. But you played as a Spartan.
That's true. I just like Halo. I just like them.
I like the Halos.
Least favorite?
Least favorite Halo game? Maybe 4? I'll say 4. What about you?
5.
5?
I liked 4 because it was a return to the Halo 1 vibe of just lonely Master Chief and Cortana running about. Thoughts?
I haven't played them all, so I can't say I have a least favorite or favorite.
For shame, Chris.
I know.
Man, before this episode of the podcast started, we were listening to music on the pre-show. They play the music, and we were having an argument over what voting episode of RVB that song came from and when we recorded it.
Yeah, because you said, "Oh, there's the RVB like voting PSA."
Yeah.
Yeah, you said it was
I thought it was 2 years ago.
I thought it was 2 years. Like, no, that was in 636, back in the old office.
It was 6 years ago.
Yeah.
It turns out.
So that means Halo 4 wasn't out.
I guess not. It's just weird how
time.
yeah you can lose that much time. Like something I thought was 2 years ago was actually 6 years ago.
Yeah.
That's a big difference.
I just remember it. I wouldn't know when it was. I just remember the environment in which it was made in. Like the office.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I'd be like, I have no idea. I couldn't tell you what year it was. I just knew it was at 636.
Yeah, that's how my memories work too. It's just like, what were my surroundings at that time?
Yeah.
I was looking at my achievements in Master Chief Collection, and I've got something like 550 achievements out of, I think, 600.
Jeez.
So I'm left with the real bastard ones, like do the lasso playlists and stuff, which when you look at the stats is like 0.03% of gamers have them. But I want to try.
You do how many people? What's the rarest one? Like what's the smallest percentage? Do you remember?
I think the rarest ones were the ones where it's like beat the legendary campaign in under 3 hours.
Jeez.
Like the proper extreme speedrunners achievements. But Lasso is like, you can take your time. And I've gotten up to Truth and Reconciliation in Halo 1 on Lasso, which is all skulls.
Mm.
When I
What
was
does Lasso stand for?
I don't know.
Legendary all skulls on. And it's a real bastard. Like in Halo 1, if either player dies, you go back a checkpoint. Your shields don't regenerate. You have to punch. You have to melee enemies to get your shield back. Really just difficult scenario. But Dan and I couldn't get past the third level. but I just need to find someone who's better than Dan, I think, to help me through it.
When I was a kid, I was a completionist with games. Like I would do everything, find every like item, every side quest, and trying to get like every character to like max level and stuff. And that was whenever I didn't have anything else to do in my life. You know, when I was like, this is all I had, and I was like, yeah.
That was probably my most disappointing realization about growing up, is that you're used to playing a certain amount of video games because you have so much free time.
Yeah.
And then you're excited when you get older, like, oh, newer, better looking video games coming out, and you just don't have time to play them.
Yeah.
And it's tragic. And it's like, sometimes I'll almost beat a game, and it's like, yeah, I'll come back for these achievements, I'll clear up. And I know in my heart, I will never play the game again.
No.
But I'm like, oh, you know, one day.
That's why whenever I play a game now, I don't even care about completing stuff. I'm like, and I don't bother looking stuff up about it or like trying to like, I'll make sure I get the best item. Or I'm just like, I'm just going to play and have as much, like do whatever I want. Cause I know I'm never going to finish everything in the game anyway.
Yeah.
So it doesn't matter if I collect everything or whatever.
And to me now, achievements are actually depressing in that. So I have periods like Master Chief Collection, did a ton of achievements. And then I went back for more. And I was like, okay, I'm going to try and clear some of these up. Stop playing again. Just this weekend, I was like, I should continue clearing up. I looked at the last achievement I'd got. It was 2016.
Jeez.
Like even after my clear up phase, I just popped it down and 2 years have passed. And it's like, what have I done between these achievements? Like all the stuff that's happened. And I know I'm probably going to put it down and pick it up again in like 2 years.
At this
And
rate,
time
you'll be
is just
done.
going so fast.
You'll be done in 25 years. You'll get through all of them.
Yeah, only 49 left or something.
Yeah. What do you do?
I'm sorry. I'm playing with I'll put it away.
What's the last birthday party you went to?
Last
one?
Yeah.
Last birthday party I
before
went
this one.
to.
Like, do you hang out at like kids' birthday parties or anything?
Not kids.
Okay.
It was some, I don't know, maybe a couple weeks ago. It's just like a happy hour type birthday party thing. It wasn't like a big like bonanza. But
I was gonna say that I hadn't been to one in years. I remember I just went to your stupid one.
you're at one right now.
That was all right, wasn't it?
It was all right.
Little chill meal.
You're one right now.
Yeah.
I actually have a question for you, Gus. Because do you deal with an HOA where you live?
I have dealt with HOAs in the past.
And what has your experience been with them?
I want to be very careful about what I say. It's been okay.
It's been okay.
Have you had a problem?
Not well. I just feel like they're kind of like overly. Okay.
Oh, you know what I would love? You should become the president of your HOA. Chris,
That's a documentary.
you should do that. You should absolutely do that.
They asked at one point. I got contacted about running for HOA office.
You should do it. Chris,
I just
I'll help fund your campaign.
Oh,
I'll give you a campaign donation.
the company should fund it.
I want to see you do this.
all right. I accept your nomination.
I can't nominate you, dude. I don't live there. I give you my support. You should absolutely do this.
Well, because
We could just buy the votes.
What do you think running
we
an
do that?
HOA entails, Chris?
I mean, it's a lot of budgeting and like apparently bitching about like potted plants in the walkways. I just know it's like one thing that comes to mind. It's like I had some friends over and my friend had a dog and he was like, we brought the dog into the pool, like not into the pool, into the gated area that the pool was in because it was like a dog. And then someone came out and like, hey, the sign says no dogs in the pool area. And we're like, oh, okay. So then my friend took the dog up to my place and that was it. Not an event, right? It was just like, oh, okay, yeah, we'll put the dog away. I didn't realize you couldn't come into this little gated area. And then the next day, I had a neighbor, like an old lady. She was like, hey, so, you know, I heard you had a dog at the pool.
Oh my God.
And I was like, yeah, that, you know, and we put it away. I'm like, all right, yeah, it's because it's on the rules. and I was like, and then like the next day, another neighbor, it's like, hey, how are you doing? Good morning. Heard about the dog.
Oh my
And I'm
God.
like, it was a non-event. It was like a dog, just like, oh, hey, the dog can't be in there. Okay, cool. We'll go put the dog away. But it was like circulating among.
Who's the one telling all this story?
I don't
like,
know.
Who's spreading
And,
all this?
and why didn't you find out about it?
Because I'm not the president.
But
Yeah.
the information
Yeah.
spread to everyone. But
I get. It's just like
are they all just talking to each other?
I think they're just all like they talk to each other. And I'm not like in the the scene.
Oh, you can run as an outsider. That's
Yeah.
really hot right now.
Yeah, it'll drain the swamp.
Yeah, you don't know anything about HOAs. You're going to change the system.
Yeah.
People are loving this idea in chat, by the way. They all say they want an RT doc.
Yeah, we'll just call it Christopher.
President Christopher.
What would you
got to
change?
keep the HOA launch codes in you.
What would your policies be? Would you change anything up?
One, I think you should be able to keep potted plants
In
on
the walkway.
So they were your potted plants.
Well, yeah.
You're the problem neighbor for everyone.
No, here's what happened. I saw other people with little potted plants on the walkway,
You're just trying to make it nice.
and then I was like, "Oh, I should get some potted plants and have some cilantro growing." Bought a little pot, put it up by my window, and then I got an email 3 days later. They're like, "You got to remove your potted plant. It's a fire hazard." And then I was like, and then I emailed back. I was like, "But there are other people with potted plants, and like those have been removed." I think I was the hair that broke the camel's back.
Or the straw.
Straw, whatever. There's a lot. Either way, it's a small little weight that broke.
I want a book of sayings that you've written. The hair that broke the camel's back. They're 90% of the way there.
They're close.
The same intention, just a little off.
Yeah.
HOAs can be a pain.
Yeah.
They're not always ideal. But you got to have them sometimes for like to stop assholes who would
Sure,
obviously
yeah.
like do things that are super fucked up. But minor things like that, you should be able to look the other way.
Yeah.
Who
Or
cares?
it was just like, it didn't need to be like it didn't be a gossip thing where it's like the dog.
so this walkway, other people have to use.
It's like, yeah, it's like a walkway, stairs, right? Like you walk balcony, right? A balcony walkway, right? And
Yeah.
it's like a little plant by the window.
What-
It's not blocking the walk. It's not blocking the walkway because it's a wide walkway.
What would be your platform? Like, what would be your like campaign slogan?
I would say dogs by the pool.
Do you think people are clamoring for dogs by the pool? Like, I'm just looking out. Is this really the best?
Okay,
angle we can take?
here's how I would run. I would run as like
I'm already
I would-
invested in this.
I would run as like let's make us young.
Make us young. Let's get that on a shirt.
No, because I feel like there are a lot of like the people who are running the HOA are a bunch of old like.
But they're the people who are
older
going to be
people.
voting though.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I'm like new blood.
But you got to appeal to the everyone,
Yeah,
the
but
people.
I'll be like, listen, you guys are out of touch with the times.
They're not going to vote for you if you say that. You're old farts.
No, but I'm gonna be like, listen, let me help everyone. Like we're all gonna.
There we go.
Like you guys don't.
There you go. Let me help everyone.
Let me help everyone. Let me help everyone. I'm not ready to make campaign promises just yet. I just
But you
realized I
want
was
dogs
running.
by the pool,
Dogs by the pool.
and you want people
potted
tripping
plant.
over potted plants when they're running from fires. And firemen are like tripping over cilantro plants.
Cilantro is delicious.
That could be another point.
Cilantro.
Cilantro's delicious.
Or a community place to put plants. A community garden. Community
probably-
garden.
There you go.
Community garden.
They probably have that.
Not that I know of. Community garden. And then I would also say less people need to calm down about noise complaints.
Less people need to calm down about noise complaints. All
People
right.
need to calm down about noise complaints and
You're just no one's gonna vote for any of this.
So
We want people to be louder.
You want a loud place to live with dogs pissing and shitting by the pool with free cilantro in the walkways.
You know when you get out of the pool and you're covered in dog hair?
I'm not saying dogs in the pool. Dogs are not allowed in the pool.
Dogs like shake and the hair comes out, get in the water.
Well, yeah, so do leaves.
Leaves shake and the hair
No,
comes
I'm
out.
saying leaves fall off the tree into the pool.
You got a pool with a tree over it?
There's trees, yeah. It's not like it's like covered in tree, but I'm just saying a dog should be able to like enjoy the poolside.
What if it takes a dump?
Then you clean it up. It's the same
But
as
there's still
you
poop
still have
there
to
on a
clean
wet
up-
floor.
It's
gonna-
still cleaning up poop. You still got to clean up your poop with any dog. It's just now it's like it's a good place to keep a dog.
The pool?
Buy a load of
It's
chlorinated
gated
water.
in. It lets the dog run around. You can enjoy the pool.
You got to install one of those like things that holds like the dog bags
Sure,
and like the little
sure,
trash
sure,
can.
yeah.
Got to have someone come and clean
I'll
out
do
the
that.
trash
And
can.
yeah, and then and free and free snacks,
What kind of snacks?
Dog treats.
dog treats, and cilantro, and
Fresh from the pot.
actually, and I would also petition to have more trees that are fruits.
More trees.
More fruit trees. More fruit trees.
What's your favorite
Community
fruit? What kind of
trees.
fruit would you plant?
Cherry trees are delicious.
Do cherries grow here?
I don't know. I'm just throwing this out there. Any sort of because I'm all
Chris
about
wants a
plants.
cherry tree by the pool,
Not by the pool.
Oh,
this is
okay.
elsewhere. This is
Oh, okay.
but I'm just-
By the community garden.
yeah,
which
like,
is going to bring in tons of birds that are going to be shitting all over underneath the tree because of the cherry.
Like you can go and get fresh cherries anytime you want.
Cherry trees are really tall.
They can
Are
have
they?
Or
Are
bu-
they?
or
I don't know.
blueberry bush or blueberries. I'm
I
just
think a cherry tree doesn't piss about. I think you need a ladder up them.
my thing is plants are practical. Like let's make them generate food.
So you want
I want
farming.
Cherry trees are big. Wow.
yeah, or like maybe fresh chickens.
Fresh chicken.
Like as in, what if there was a community chicken coop and there were you could go get eggs,
So fresh eggs.
fresh eggs.
Oh, so you can't go and slaughter a chicken for dinner.
no.
Maybe once a week, like you can slaughter one of the chickens.
Anytime
And
you
you
want-
can have like a little barbecue by the pool.
Sure.
And you could eat one of
Or
the chickens.
Whenever the chickens have babies, you could then eat those.
I'm imagining
Eat the
someone at a
babies?
pool.
Or like no, you eat the old ones.
Someone's
Okay.
at a pool cooking a freshly killed chicken and 9 dogs all sniffing at the barbecue.
And you could make an awesome side of the cherries and cilantro to go with the.
That
with the
sounds
chicken.
like good salsa.
Cherry cilantro.
What is that? Coriander? What is that?
Yeah,
What is that one?
Coriander.
Yeah.
Coriander. Yeah. Those are two of my favorite things: cherries and cilantro.
I'm all about this idea. I
There's a
like
lot-
this.
The documentary idea or his values?
No, him running for HOA president.
Yeah, I would sweep.
You would sweep the floor
Sweep the floor.
after you failed to get anyone's vote.
I would definitely have to like butter up the my constituents.
Yeah. I think we should fund this, Gus.
I think we should.
All right.
I really like this idea. I don't know if the last time I wanted something this badly. I really want this to happen.
All right.
It's a lot of work.
President Christopher.
No one's ever said that before.
Well, get used to it. Do you have like a lot of officers? Is there also like a secretary, treasurer?
There's other offices.
You would have to do work for that, you know.
Oh, I know. Yeah.
Do they get paid?
I doubt it. I don't think so.
You must
I
be
think-
able to take some budget for some expenses here and there
Yeah. Maybe. And you get
Maybe get
control. You get
19,000.
power.
of entertainment budget.
19,000. You have to have the code in place.
All right. Well, I think it's a good idea. We should pitch this to the documentary team.
Yeah.
They're missing out. This is gold.
Good material.
You should make the announcement about the time change next week again, probably.
I should. I was going to do it one more time. All right. We'll be wrapping up here in a minute, but I do want to remind everyone, if you watch the live stream next week, normally we start at 5 p.m. Next week, we'll be starting at 7:30 p.m. because we're doing a live event downtown Austin. Hopefully you got a ticket. I think those are all sold out. Yeah, they are sold out. We confirmed that earlier. And so we'll be starting live at 7:30 next Monday, which is 2.5 hours later than normal if you're in a different time zone and need help figuring it out. All right. We got to go. We got to go help Chris organize his campaign. We have a lot of work ahead of us. We're going to be doing some crowdfunding in order to get this done. Thanks for watching, everybody.
Happy birthday, Blubs.